Shalom, out here again for another Saturday. Prophesied the destruction of Babylon the Great, also known as America. Known as Babylon the Great in the Bible. That great city. This place is going to be destroyed. Thermal nuclear destruction, as is written in the scriptures. Also coming out here again to warn our people of the upcoming perils, upcoming calamities that's coming to this place. Time of Jacob's trouble, as well as the hour of temptation. So you see that it's getting very hot over in the Middle East. But first and foremost, but apparently I got a couple articles. That destruction, that war is going to come to America. Scriptures talk about how this place is going to be, invaded. Let's come to the land of unwalled villages, as the scriptures say. All right, let's talk about here in America, O virgin, daughter of Babylon. This place has never been touched. It's never been invaded by outside forces. First and foremost, I just give all praises to Ahwar, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Bakakadas, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops, wearing no stone. Salutations to the hopeful elect across the planet Earth, pushing the truth, the spirit, the sincerity, and the truth. The time is great, the time is now, man. These prophecies are coming to life. They're popping out of these pages, man. People say the vision's yet for the appointed time. At the end, it shall speak and not lie. Those prophecies are speaking. What's going on over the Middle East, with Iran, and all that. But mainly, we got to watch out for this microchip. Only a couple of prophecies left. The hour of temptation, the time of Jacob's trouble, when they really start to push these laws, when these elites really start to come down on our people, man. Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Now it's high time to wake out of sleep. All right. Pentagon, that's more than the people in America that, this war is slip over. More terrorist attacks, sleeper cells, all that going on here in this place, man. This place is going to be invaded, right? A couple articles. This is out of people.com, of all places. People. It says, what was the date? It was dated March 5th, 2026. Titled, Trump says, I guess Americans should worry about Iran retaliating on U.S. soil. Like I said, some people will die. Trump's warning. A few weeks ago, the Pentagon warned you, that something's coming to the soils of America. The place is going to be invaded by different troops. Russian troops, Gurkhas, apostles always brought out, elders, Gurkhas, got sleeper cells. Those little sleeper cells, little sleeper organizations that are hiding out. The Biden organization, a lot of people was let in. When Biden, a lot of illegal immigration took place. Biden's administration, so a lot of people got in this place, man. So you have a lot of, sleeper cells. Be prepared for more terrorist attacks, right? Bombings. This could be false flags, or could be terrorist attacks. We don't know, but all that's coming, man. That's going to increase more and more. These concentration camps, mass deportations. Ultimately, the chip, mark of the beast, get pushed. It says, the president was questioned about the unfolding war with Iran for a new Time cover story. It says, asked if Americans should be worried about Iran retaliating against Americans on U.S. soil. The president responded, I guess. So this is all just fun and games with these elites, right? There's a consequence coming for these elites. We'll get into that, So, these elites think they're running everything, but hey, the Most High's in control. How about Shemi Al-Shai's in control, man? The Lord directs the steps of men. You rule from the kingdom of men, right? For the latest Time cover story titled Trump's War, which was published on Thursday, March 5th, correspondent Eric Eric Cortesla questioned Trump about the details of the unfolding war with Iran. In a pointed moment, he was asked whether it's reasonable for Americans to have concerns about being attacked at home. I guess, Trump said he may respond, but I think they're worried about that all the time. We think about it all the time, we plan for it. But yeah, we know we expect some things. So they're expecting more attacks, terrorist attacks on this place. But eventually, this place is going to be invaded, man. Like I said, some people will die. The president added, when you go to war, some people will die, man. So they got something cooked up, planned up, whatever it is, man. The Lord is in control, man. Never have evil done in the city, have the Lord not done it. So they're cooking up some evil in the city, all right? This level setting about possible American casualties comes days after 6 U.S. service members were killed in a retaliatory drone strike abroad, following the joint U.S.-Israel attack on Iran. Let's jump down, see what else, anything else in here. Yeah, there's another one. I was about to get on that. There's another article out of CBS News. That be a whole lot of sirens, horns, sirens going off. That's gonna be happening all over the place. All chaos is gonna break out, man. With swords in their heads, people fighting against one another, man. Race riots all over the place. It's broken down, Ezra's, man. Second Ezra's. This is another article at CBSNews.com. It's dated March 5th. It says, could Iran attack on U.S. soil? It is an all-hands, all-on-deck moment, security analysis says. As the war between the U.S. and Iran expands with Iranian strikes around the region, concerns have swirled about possible threats on American soil. Iran has been designated by the U.S. as a state sponsor of terrorism. That's that word that throw around terrorism, terrorists, Even the prophets, man, they're gonna label us as terrorists. Whatever, man, that demonization, that persecution comes, Since 1984, it has launched more than 1,600 drone attacks on U.S. allies in the Middle East. Skipping down, the capabilities Iran could have on U.S. soil. Vinograd said Iran represents a multi-dimensional threat to the homeland. They seek to inflict damage in our physical spaces, in cyberspace, and in terms of the actual information that we're ingesting and digesting and circulating right now, said Vinograd. And Vinograd, his name is Sam Vinograd, CBS national security contributor. She said Iran has a deep bench of players they tap into to inflict damage, including proxies, regional like-minded terrorism organizations, along with state agents. Iran has also developed what she calls surrogate networks here in the United States. Regular criminals that they actually hire and pay money to do things like murders, assassinations. Skipping down says an all-hands-on-deck moment for Americans. Vinograd said, with the possible threats, Americans should be aware. It is clear that it is an all-hands-on-deck moment, not just for the U.S. government, but for every American when it comes to countering the regime's ability to attack the homeland. So, yeah, you're preparing for something, man. But hey, that's all the Most High behind it. You know? It's all Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, man. So you need to fear none of these things, man. But prepare yourself, man. Amos 3 and 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord, Yahweh Shai, have not done it? The Lord's behind it, man. To where not to fear these things. He can give his men, his prophets, a spirit of fear, right? But of a sound mind, to be a watchful spirit. Watch and pray. Look forward to these things, man. Surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto the servants and prophets. Yeah, this is a secret, you know. A lot of people think that this place is going to go on forever, man. But that's a secret. The place is going to be destroyed, man. It's a secret. The name, really name, you know. It's being published. A lot of people don't want to push the name like that. The Lord was given to you to understand the true name, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man, and to believe on that name, man. Yeah, the Gentiles thing, man. Israelite foreigners, those actual Gentiles, man. It's a secret, you know, given unto the prophets. A lot of people can't understand. Christians just can't get it, man. They can't get about the mark of the beast, man. A lot of them. The Lord got a lot of them blocked, man. And that's good. It's a good thing, you know. Just give them warning from the Lord. How about Shemi Yahushai? These things coming, man. This place is going to be invaded. This place is going to be destroyed, man. That's why you got to get right. Come back to your nationality. Talking to the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Come back to your nationality, man. Believe on your Heavenly Father, man. Come back to the name. Pray in the name, man. Repent. Ask for forgiveness. Repent, man. That day is near, man. Also, man, the kingdom is at hand. Right? Poor cat, man. I just spoke to this Judite man, homeless guy, man. Beautiful spirit on him. I was like, hey, man, a better day's coming, man. You have to believe that, man. You have to pray, but hey, that destruction has to come first, man. The Lord said these things must come to pass. What things? Wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes, diverse places, pestilence, the great death. You know, those are the beginning of sorrows, man. So we have to prepare ourselves for these things, man. The only way to really deal with it, you know, is just have faith in Yahweh Shemi Yahushai. That's what it's all about. Faith at the end of the day, man. Read that again, man. It says, shall Amos 3 and 6, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and people not be afraid. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be afraid, man, out here. And these things, these terrorist attacks, they start to pop off, man. Gurkha troops, Koreans, North Korean, South Korean, or whatever, troops invade this place. Russian troops invade this place, man. Urban warfare. Guerrilla warfare, man. Urban warfare. That's coming right to the homeland, man. Right to America. The Pentagon warned us about it. The Lord's warning us about it. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city? The Lord have not done it. That's the beautiful thing, man. The Lord is behind all this, man. Don't fear for the Most High is your guide. He's going to guide you through it, man. Beautiful thing, man. But you have to have faith. You got to believe. You got to believe, man. Always believe. No matter how rough it gets. Right? That's it on that. Ezekiel 38:10, thus saith the Lord power, shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind. Thou shalt think evil thought. Thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages, and I'll go to them that are at rest. Right? Land of unwalled villages here in America, man. The place is wide open. Called the virgin daughter of Babylon. Who would dare to attack America? Who would dare invade America, right? I will go to them that are at rest. Americans are at rest out here, man. Americans never had to deal with anything. It's a rich country, man. Even if you're poor, you got money. The government system, the welfare system here, Section 8. So Jake, takes advantage of that. The black woman, the government's gonna cut them off for that. That's how you know we're at the end now too. Black woman's been cut off from that Section 8, that welfare system, man. They got poor people that are living good out here, man. Living in big ass houses, 5-bedroom houses out there in the suburbs, man. Section 8, you only gotta pay like a fraction of that, man. But people are at rest here in America. Everybody was talking about how bad they got it. No, man, compared to these third world nations out here. They got running water, air conditioning, heating, 24-hour electricity, 24-hour internet service. People are at rest here, man. I will go to them that are at rest and dwell safely. Place safe. Virgin daughter of Babylon, place never been touched. 24-hour police service, even that's dwindling too, man. They like the cops, they don't respond to domestic violence cases no more. They ain't like that no more, man. Especially for women, man. They're always able to call up the cops, get the man arrested, no matter what the situation was. The man is always getting arrested. The cops are called, the man's going to jail. He's getting put out of the house, no matter what. So be the woman that started the argument, the woman that's at fault. As soon as she picks up the phone, calls some cops, the man's it's done. The man's going to jail, man. Same thing with the court system, family system, man. Everything's geared to the woman, man. The man's the one that gets punished. Even if it ain't his fault. Family court system and all that. You gotta pay child support for your kids, man. Everything's geared for the woman. The woman is very safe here in America. What did the Lord say? Rise you women out of ease, man. Woe to you women out of ease. Eventually you're gonna get stomped out like the mire in the streets. Get that real quick, man. Isaiah 32:9 says, rise up, you women that are at ease. Hear my voice, careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall you be troubled. Careless women, Careless women. Women here in America are very careless, And everything's been catered to them, man. They get put up, lifted up in high regard, man. They're worshipped as deeds, especially in the so-called black community, man. That matriarchal system, the autocratic system that the so-called black man is under here in America, man. They deify these women, man. For the vengeance shall fail, the gathering shall not come. So tremble, you women that are at ease. Be troubled, be careless, man. Strip you, make you bare, and gird up sackcloth upon your loins. Right, so it says, the Lord said to tremble, man. Women that are at ease. something real quick. Yeah, tremble, you women at ease. All these women are at ease, man. They're dwelling safely, as we just read in Slack on that beautiful scripture. Just tremble, you women at ease, man. Be troubled, careless ones. A lot of these women are going to be troubled, man. They ain't got that police system to call upon, man. It's already fading from them. Because Micah 7:10, then she that is mine enemy shall see it. The so-called black woman nowadays, she's the enemy, the so-called Negro man out here, the so-called black woman. She is her enemy. You see it every day, right? What's that? Tremble, you women that are ease. And also, in Micah 7:10, it says, then she that is mine enemy shall see it. Shame shall cover her. Shame is going to cover these women out here, man. All right? Especially you black women, man. You have this hatred for the black man, all right? Well, they say it. They said they have this low boiling level of contempt. You know, it's a low boiling level of contempt. Man. Low boiling. You know that hatred that they all got within them for you black men. Why? Because we have no power on the side. You know, they don't know that we're under these curses. The Lord put us in this position. The Lord's gonna take us out of this position, man. But she didn't stick by you. That she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her. But hey, it's gonna come a time when she's gonna want that shame taken off of her. She wants you men, you elected her, to take that shame from off of her, man. She's gonna come back. That's how bad it's gonna get out here. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her. Which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? Yeah, mine eye shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. Yeah, it's the mud of the streets, man. Women will get trodden down, man. You're trampled out here, man. All right? But just like it says in Isaiah, take when we call by thy name, take away thy shame. So it's gonna it's gonna be so bad, they're gonna switch up that mentality. They're not gonna have that boiling level of contempt, that low boiling level of contempt for black men no more, man. We're really the Israelite men, the elect men. Y'all the elect is the ones that be protected out here. They're the ones that have that covering of the how about you shot. They're gonna have that protection. They'll be hid in that day, man. They'll be more precious than fine gold, as scripture say, right? Because Isaiah 4:1, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. So you get your pick. You have your pick of the litter, so to speak, Yeah, don't worry about that. It's hard for you to get a woman out here, so-called black man, you ain't got that swag, you ain't tall, you ain't an athlete or whatever these women use to talk shit about you. It won't work, In that day, so if you choose to want them, and you may not even want them bitches, you'll be in the mindset that, hey, the hell with these women. Let them get stomped out, And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Let us let us be called by thy name and take away our reproach, or their shame, Eventually they're going to want to take that shame off them, man. Take away our reproach. You read that in the AMP. It says, and in that day 7 women will take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own food, we wear and provide our own clothes. Only let us be called by your name, marry us, right? And take away our shame of being unmarried, Yeah, take away that shame, that they have. And take them back, really. It's like we read in Micah. Get that again, man. Micah 7:10. That shame, man. They're gonna feel a certain way. Micah 7:10. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her. But he said unto me, where is the Lord thy power, man? He was shameful, man. It's lack of shame, amongst our people, man. Go online, you see it every day. Folly is set at great dignity. You see it online. Instagram, YouTube. Folly is set at great dignity, especially amongst the tribes. Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, mainly Negroes, man. Completely lost out here. But yeah, just going back to Ezekiel. Ezekiel 38:11, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest and dwell safely. Yeah, so at the time when people aren't going to be at rest. As soon as they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them, man. I will go to them that are at rest and dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil, to take a prey, and turn thy hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon people that are gathered out of the nations, and found cattle and goods and dwell in the midst of the land. Yeah. Well, it's going to happen in this place, man. Go up to the land of unwalled place is going to get invaded, man. They show you that in these movies, show you that in these games, Video games. There's a video game called Homefront, broken down, And there's gonna be all chaos. Also, that race riots gonna be going on in this place, man. Militia groups running around, man, having swords in their hands. The scriptures say. Yeah, Khan, this is 2 Ezra 15:10. Behold, my people is led as the flock to the slaughter. And I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretch our arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before. Read that again. But I'll bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land. That's the main point. It says he will smite Egypt with plagues as before. So he's not talking about the ancient Egypt captivity. He's talking about this modern day Egypt here in America. Sodom and Egypt, America, man. Babylon the Great. He says strike these plagues as ancient Egypt, man. And will destroy all the land thereof. That's the 2 Ezra 15:10 and 11. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. So the Lord's bringing his punishment. The Lord, just like we said. The Lord's going to be responsible. Evil will not be done in the land. Have the Most High not done it? The Lord is responsible for all this, man. That's why you're not supposed to fear these things, man. Get right. Repent. Right? They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, man. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. Yeah, we're close to destruction, man. Close to the sword. Close to the time to take the trouble. Close to the hour of temptation, man. It's close. We got that blood moon a couple nights ago, man. One people shall stand up to fight against another, with swords in their hands, with all out race riots out there, man. Martial law troops, man. He said it. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. One people shall stand up to fight against another. Right? Hey, Latinos, man, they're coming for you, man. Think the ICE troops are done? No. There's swords in there. What's the modern day sword? They're done. You know? You know, all chaos in the streets. And there's going to be sedition among men, invading one another, man. People will be busted up into your house. All right? The neighbor you thought you was cool with. When he can't eat, what do you think you're going to do to go up in your house? Take your food, right? And there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. And they shall not regard their kings or their princes. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Yeah, they're not going to care what the governors say. They're about to bring in a new governor out here in California. They're going to care about what the mayor has to say. You know? They're going to do their thing. Back when the C-19 broke out, man, the previous mayor, I mean, they know where these mayors live. They know where these governors live, man. Remember this big-ass protest outside his house, you know? They knew exactly where to go. They're not going to care about what you mayors and governors have to say, man. Modern-day princes, modern-day kings. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. They're going to block off the streets. Think you're just gonna go, you know, hop on a plane, you know, go see your family? Nah, you ain't gonna be able to go that. You're gonna be able to go up to the next city. You're gonna block off these roads, man, these highways. They're gonna block all that off. Because a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And you men, all you badasses out here, man, they're all gonna be afraid, man. People say the mighty men are going to cry there bitterly in that day, man. Mighty men are going to cry there bitterly. The Marines, you know, the actual veterans, man. Dudes that are into martial arts, dudes that like to work out, you know, mighty men, tough guys. They're all going to cry there bitterly in that day, man. So men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, and shall destroy their houses with sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Read that again. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, man. Guy that you have lived next to for 10 years, 10 plus years, lots of your friends, hey, all hell breaks loose. When there's no bread out here, the lack of bread for the tribulation. They ain't got no pity on you. They're gonna look out for theirs. They're gonna look out for their family. You know? They're gonna feed their kids. They don't care about your kid. Man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. They can come up in your house and destroy your house with the sword, man. You're done. You come up in there and just rob you, man. Your neighbor that you thought was your best friend for years. Right? They'll spoil their goods. They're gonna spoil, they're gonna steal your stuff. Because of the lack of bread, there's gonna be a famine, man. There's gonna be no food out here. But it's okay, man. This is instructions for you, 2/3. Yeah? It's tribulations for you, 2/3 that refuse to get right. Ones that in the reincarnation back then said, let our blood be upon the Lord, man. And upon our children, you know. And the Lord remembered that. And that's exactly what's gonna happen. That's okay, because the Lord's going to look after his men. The Lord's going to look after his men, right? This is 2 Ezra 2:27. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorry for it. Thou shalt be merry and have abundance. You know, you're going to have an abundance out here, man. The ones I believe you put your trust. How about seeing how shot, man? The ones that put your faith in how shot, man. They're all gonna be married and have an abundance, man. They're gonna find a way to feed you. Right? They're just gonna find a way to feed you out here, man. Like in that movie The Road, you know, post-apocalyptic movies, man. He came across his abandoned house and he had like a soda and food was all up in there, and wine and all that. It was gonna take care of you, man. like he took care of Elijah, man. This is 1 Kings 17:2. Actually, this is 1 Kings 17:1 about the drought that the Lord has sent in the land. And Elijah, the Tishbite, who was one of the inhabitants of Gilead, said to Ahab, "As the Lord power of Israel liveth, before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, but according to my word." Yeah, he predicted the drought. There will be no rain, no drought. Prophesied it, and the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, "Get thee hence and turn thee eastward." The word of the Lord came unto him, saying, "Get thee hence and turn thee eastward, and hide thyself in the brook of Cherith, that is before Jordan. And it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there." The Lord commanded birds to feed Elijah, man. How about Shemi Shai, man? Like we just read, hey, others shall be weary and sorrowful, thou shalt be merry and have abundance. Right there, everybody else is catching hell, man. Everybody's robbing each other. It's gonna be good, man. You know? I hope the Lord has it. You may have to, be a pilgrim. Still say, as a pilgrim on the earth, you may have to get up and leave, or whatever your personal situation may be. Always believe in Yahweh Shemi Shai, man. He's going to take care of you. All right? So he went and did according unto the word of the Lord. For he went and dwelt by the brook of Cherith, that is before Jordan. And the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening. And he drank of the brook. That's the point, man. The Lord commanded the ravens to feed them, man. And you can expect these type of miracles in these end times, man. Expect these miracles out here, man. At the end of the day, it's about these elites. It's America, it's that monetary, everything is, America's a consuming nation, right? And after these missiles touch down and destroy this place, a lot of these people won't be able to make money. But it's really, at the end of the day, it's about these elites that are behind everything. The Lord's going to get these elites, man. These rich men, It's James 5:1. Go to now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries. For your miseries shall come upon you. Okay? Your riches are corrupted. Your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold, your silver is cankered, and the rest of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it will fire. You have heaped up treasure together for the last days, man. They heaped up all this treasure. It's really, riches that they stole, man. They stole these riches, man. The Lord's going to get them back, man. The Lord's going to consecrate the gain unto the Lord, man. They're going to give the riches back. Yeah, which is said, a lot. Your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. So all these riches were gotten by deceit. They were stolen, man. Stolen riches. Ecclesiastes 10 and 8. Ecclesiastes 10 and 8, the Apocrypha, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another, right? Yeah, so the kingdom is going to be translated from one people to another, man. What's that talking about? The Israelites, you know? The Lord's going to translate this kingdom, you know, this heaven on earth. So that rulership is going to go directly back to the Israelites, a rightful place, right? They're going to take the kingdom, right? We get that real quick. Daniel. God, Daniel 7:18, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever, man. So the saints of the Lord are going to take the kingdom, man. The kingdom is going to be translated from one people to another, right? These were riches that were got by deceit. They stole everything that they had, man. All the gold from around the world. They hoarded it up for themselves, man. The Lord's going to take that gold back. The saints of the Lord are going to take that gold. You know, they're going to use it to build up the kingdom. Scripture say that the streets are going to be paved with gold, man, in the kingdom. Read that again. The saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever and ever and ever, man. So once they go down, they're never going to rise back up again, right? Israelites are going to rule forever in their rightful position under that second covenant. Right? Israelites are never going to go off again, man. Right? You got to keep the laws, to the utmost, perfectly. It's going to be an easy thing to keep the laws. It's going to be very easy. Right now, it's easy to go off. It's easy to be wicked, you know? And it's going to be easy to be righteous, at least for the Israelites. Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? It's going to be easy. There's other heathens, man. You know, you're going to have a time. It's going to be a hell of a time. Man. Satan's still going to be on you. So yeah, going back. Ecclesiasticus. Sirach. Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, man. All these unrighteous decrees that they set up, you know, these laws, man. The Lord's gonna take this man out of power, man. Dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated from one people to another, man. That's what we look forward to. The Lord said, hey, but these things must come to pass, man. This hell that we have to deal with is the beginning of sorrows. All that has to come to pass first. That's why we look forward to these things. We say it every week. Look forward to it, man. Yeah, back in James, man. Your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it for fire. Yeah, heaped up treasures together for the last days. These treasures are for the last days. Because the Israelites are going to get that treasure back, man. Behold, the hire of the laborers you have reaped down your fields, which is kept back by fraud, crieth. Cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, the Lord of armies, man. He shows the hire of the laborers, the Israelites, man. That's slavery. Kept back by fraud, you know? The cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord, man. The Lord hears the cries of his men, his elect, you know? Yeah, our temptation, man. have entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, man, Lord of armies, man. The Lord's going to come back with the greatest army, man. The whole sky is going to be filled, with the Lord's heavenly army, man. Angels. You have lived in pleasure on the earth. You have been wanton, undisciplined. You have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter. You have commended and killed the just. And he doth not resist it. Yeah, you have lived in pleasure, man. You have lived deliciously on this side, man. It's part of the blessing, the fatness of the earth, right? But the Edomites, your elites, your banking families, y'all steadily going down. Get that article, man. They're going down. This is because Prince Andrew, that former Prince Andrew guy, recently got arrested, right? On Epstein files. Once I lifted up the skirt on his prince, those Epstein files, right? That was the first time out of like 400 years that somebody from that royal family has been arrested. People have never worked, never been arrested, always been above the law, past 4 centuries. Yeah? But the Most High is bringing them down. We're in that time when the Lord's bringing them down. He's added the AP News, Associated Press. It says former Prince Andrew arrested and held for hours on suspicion of misconduct over ties to Epstein. A little older article. This is out February 19th, Point being of that 4th century. So here it is. It says former Prince Andrew was arrested and held for hours by British police Thursday on suspicion of misconduct in public office related to his links to Jerry Epstein. An extraordinary move in a country where authorities once sought and shielded the royal family from embarrassment. So who knows, all the stuff that was going on, they were always covered up. They always covered up whatever atrocities, whatever debauchery, whatever that family would do, man, because they're part of that elite families, man, that so-called royal family. Because Jake was up in there, Recently Jake, that family was taking over, man. Jake's took over that family line, lineage. It was the first time, there's a point right here, it was the first time in nearly 4 centuries that a senior British royal was placed under arrest. And it underscored how deference to the monarchy has eroded in recent years. It underscored how deference to the monarchy has eroded in recent years. King Charles III, whose mother lived by the motto, never complain, never explain. It's never, that's that they never complain, never explain. They don't have to explain themselves, These elites do whatever the hell they want. Like, what's his name? A billionaire, owner of the WWF, Vince McMahon, He was caught reckless driving, speeding, evading the police because the police was chasing him. He hit somebody, got into an accident, hit somebody, and he didn't even get arrested. He didn't get, they didn't test him for a substance, DUI, none of that. He gave him a summons to appear in court, misdemeanor summons for reckless driving, evading police, and getting into an accident. They don't have to explain themselves. They don't have to complain about anything, man. So yeah, King Charles III, whose late mother lived by the motto, never complain, never explain, took the unusual step of issuing a statement on the arrest of his brother, now known as Andrew Windsor. But yeah, the point was, first time in nearly 4 centuries, 400 years, someone's been arrested in that family. They live above the law, man. They live in deliciousness. They live in pleasure. Never had to work. 400 years. Yeah, but originally with the Jakes, and a lot of these Jakes were in those royal families, man. So-called Negroes, man. It's a book of Nature Knows No Color Line. It goes into it, man. You got Jakes all up in that families, but you know they were pushed out. This is page 87, Negro ancestry in the white race. But page 87 in the book Nature Knows No Color Line. It says, Moorish blood came into the English royal family also. Elizabeth, daughter of Edward IV, the mother of Henry VII, had several Moors in her family. Among these, Count More and Count Morian. There's also an Almorat, which says Turton is distinctively Moorish. The Almoravids were conquerors of Spain in 1086 AD and were largely Negroes, Moors and French, German, Dutch, and other European families. Families on the continent also had Negroes in considerable numbers in their coats of arms. Man. It deals with the royal family. So you had Jakes, these coats of arms, man, the family crests and all that. There's more. All the coats of all those Jakes, so-called Negroes, they called them Moors back then. Yeah. It says Negroes in coats of arms of noble families. All the coats of arms, man. And Jake was all up in them families, man. They got pushed out. You know? So they've been living pleasurably this whole time, man. But the Lord's slowly bringing them down, man. Start translating the kingdom from one people to another. They're going to lose their power. They're going to lose their position. Once, you know, the Lord returns, right? Yeah, back in James 5:5, you have lived in pleasure on the earth, been wanton, you have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter. You have condemned and killed the just, and doth not resist you. And he doth not resist you. Condemned and killed the just, man. The whole history of this country, man, is based on them condemning and killing the just. Going back to the natives, man. Say, woe to the bloody city. It's full of lies and robbery, man. Yeah, it's full of lies and robbery. It's going back to Ecclesiastes 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, man. All these unrighteous decrees, laws, setups, you know, injuries and riches got by deceit. Kingdom is translated from one people to another. Go to the bloody cities full of lies, robbery. And that's why the Lord's going to destroy this place on planet Earth, man. This place is going to be a huge desert, right? But yes, Revelation 6, 13. The stars of heaven fell into the earth, even as a fig tree casts her untimely figs, and she is shaken of a mighty wind. Yeah, untimely figs, when you shake the wind, the figs fall off the tree. That's how the missiles are gonna fall, man. The stars of heaven shall fall, man. It's talking about that nuclear destruction, man. The nuclear, he saw the ICBM missiles coming back into the atmosphere. They go out into space, they come back in the atmosphere. That's what John the Revelator saw, man. He described them as stars falling from heaven, right? The stars of heaven fell onto the earth, even as a fig tree casts her untimely figs, when she is shaken by a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together. Talking about that mushroom cloud, man. The heavens rolled together as a scroll. It's all the mushroom clouds, man. Every mountain and island was moved out of their places. Yeah, man. Islands will move out of their places, holy lands, rivers are going to dry up, you know. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens, the rocks, and the mountains. Yeah, rich men, mighty men, chief captains, you know. They're going to hide themselves, man. In the dens, and the rocks, and the mountains, man. Military bases, you know. It says in Amos, man, on Mount Carmel, man, they're going to go into the mountains, they're going to go underground, they're going to go into the ocean. Some of them are going to go into space to hide themselves from Yahushua, man, from that destruction. It said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb, man. We're going to hide, but hey, we're not going to be able to hide, man. The Lord's going to, hey, the men of the Lord are going to go in there and get them out. A lot of the elites are going to be preserved, right? When the great day of his wrath is come, we should be able to stand. So the Lord's going to preserve a lot of them elites, you know, with that. Yeah, you know, they're going to go into the mountains, you know, Mount Carmel is talked about. They're going to go, you know, in the ocean. And they got Leviathan waiting on them. They go up into space. And, you know, Yahushua's army's going to be up there, man. Chariots, get them. And they're going to these little mountain retreats that they got. Deep underground military bases. They got mountains hollowed out, you know. They got air conditioning up in there. They got food up in there. Trucks are going there bringing supplies. And there's pictures of it. The trucks going up in there, man. Those mountains filling up with supplies for that great, terrible day of the Lord. The Lord is preserving them, man. Those elites. Psalms 149 and 1. Praise ye the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, and sing unto the Lord a new song, man. And his praise in the congregation of saints. Yeah, this is that new song, man. Maybe you didn't learn about these scriptures in church. This is a new song, man, that new dance. You're singing this new song, but people aren't piping under you. Yahweh Shai is piping under them, but they're not dancing, man. Piping under you. If I'm going to get right, man, the kingdom of heaven is here, man. The place don't be destroyed. Our people aren't dancing, man. They want to stay here in America. They want to be slaves, man. Hired laborers. Fraud. Another fraud here for our people, man. It's that new song, man. Let Israel rejoice in him that made him. The children of Zion be joyful in the King. And it's that real joy. It's truth, this new song, it's what's going to give you that real joy, that hope, you know, of salvation. That hope, that joy is what's going to make you happy. Comforter. It's the real comforter, man. Not that new job, you know. Not that new woman, that new girlfriend, you know, going out, having gaming up a bitch, gaming up a woman out here, man. That's not really gonna comfort you, man. That's temporary comfort. This is that true joy, man. It's gonna keep you going every day, man. It's gonna keep you motivated. Push on, man. And you're that Yahushai's coming, man. The kingdom is coming, man. Let them praise his name and dance, and let them sing praises unto him with timbrel and harp. Yeah, but only the elect is praising the name, man. Only the elect. Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. 144,000, 1/3. They're the only ones singing and dancing to this new tune, this new song, man. Praising his true name, man. Yahushai. Praying that, yeah, the Lord's actually hearing my prayers now, man. Having faith and believing that. Hey, the angel's right there, man. Protecting you, guiding you. The Lord takes his pleasure in his people and will beautify the meek with salvation. Right now, the meek, is the elect, man. He's going to beautify his elect, his remnant with salvation. 144,000 and 1/3, man. He's going to beautify you, man. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing loud upon their beds. Yeah. Sing aloud. You sing loud on your bed, man. In the kingdom, you're going to be singing aloud upon your bed. You ain't doing that now. You're miserable in the mornings, man. Noise pollution, all this shit, loud ass trucks, doing all these sirens and horns and all that shit. Wait for that peace and sake, that peace and quiet, man. Peace and quiet, man. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. Man, can't wait for that day to just have some peace and quiet, man. Loud ass fucking cars, man. Fucking babies screaming, people screaming, fighting. Just loud motherfuckers, man. I love my peace and quiet, man. Let me read that again. It says, let the saints be joyful. Psalms 149 and 5. Let the saints be joyful and glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds, man. Nobody's singing aloud upon their beds on this time, man. Not on this going around, man. Kingdom, man, you can sing on it. And you be waking up happy, man. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hands, to execute vengeance upon the heathen, and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. Yeah, man. Most High is going to preserve these elites, these top guys out here, man. Bind them up with chains, fetters of iron, yokes of iron, like they did us. First job as the elites is going to be cleaning up all them dead bodies from that World War III that's brewing up right now, man. It's Ezekiel 39 and 11. It shall come to pass in that day that I will give unto God a place there of graves in Israel. God, the son of Japhi represents Israel, man. The land of Magog, that's known as the land of Israel. That's known as the land of Russia today. God, the son of Japhet, man. That was the land of Japhet, Magog. And that's known as Russia today, man. I'll give unto God a place there of graves in Israel, the valley of the passengers on the east of the sea, and it shall stop the noises of the passengers, and they shall bury God in all his multitude, and they shall call it the valley Hemnangog, or the valley of decision. Man. In 7 months shall the house of Israel be burying them, that they may cleanse the land, all the dead bodies over there, man. Valley of decision, how is Shabbat, how is judgment, right? It says 7 months shall the house of Israel be burying them. But Israel's not going to do it. There's several men of continual employment to do it. But they may cleanse the land. So the dead bodies, that's going to cleanse the land, Yea, all the people of the land shall bury them. There shall be to them a renown the day that I shall be glorified, says Lord Power. And they shall sever out men of continual employment, passing through the land to bury the passengers, those that remain upon the face of the earth, to cleanse it. After the end of 7 months shall they search. So yeah, man, continual employment. It's like, let's talk about that slavery, man. Just read it. You gotta bind their kings with irons. Let me read that again. Shall bind their kings with fetters of iron and chains. That's going to be the first job of the police, right? To bury them dead bodies over there in the Middle East. It says, and they shall sever out men of continual employment, man. That's slavery, man. It's be their first job, right? That's good, man. Read parable of Lazarus, breaks it down as well, right? Yes, parable of Lazarus, Luke 16 and 19. There was a certain rich man was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day. Yeah, that rich man is representative of the elites, Esau, Edomites, mainly the elites on this end, right? And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, man. I'm talking about Israelites, man. Israel, laid at his gate full of sores, all the hell they catch at the bottom of the barrel in society, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. They're trying to find a way into society, trying to make it, trying to get that money. Desire to be fed by the crumbs. They're taking Esau's crumbs, man. Got all these celebrities out here, taking the crumbs, giving up their soul, taking that oath, for the riches, selling their soul, so to speak, on the side. For the riches, a lot of celebrities out people do that, man. Sacrificing family members and whatnot. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. Dogs represent, other nations, man. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. Right? Yeah, setting up liquor stores in Jake's neighborhood, Chinese stores and the Chinese spots. It's nothing but you know, stray cats and dogs and all that, making money off Jake. And it came to pass, the beggar died and was carried into the angels of Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. And in hell, he lifted up his eyes, being in torments, seeing that Abraham afar off. Then hell lifted up his eyes, being in torments, and seeing Abraham afar off, and labored Abraham and Lazarus in his bosom, man. That's in the kingdom, man. So yeah, he seen Lazarus in his bosom, living good, man. He cried, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I'm tormented in this flame. Abraham said, Son, remember thou in thy lifetime receivest good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things, and now he is comforted, and now art tormented. So yeah, man. That's how bad it's gonna be. Paramount. Come on, dip his finger. How you doing, man? Dip his finger in water, cool that tongue, man. That's how much of hell is gonna be. Just like a dip, you know, a drop of water on the tongue, right? Why I'm tormented in this flame. That's that hardcore slavery, you know, that he's gonna have to deal with. And release Esau, man, when that time comes. Yeah, you know, I'll wrap it up there. Jacob is seeing no evil things on this side, but in the kingdom, man, Jacob's gonna be comforted. And Esau, he's gonna get the evil things, man. But yeah, you know, I'll end it right there. These elites and all that. So that time is here, man. You know, the elites about to go down, and the place is about to be destroyed. And with that, you know, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, Barak Yahweh, Yahushai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai. All praises to Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles, oh, bishops, great millstone, Shalom.